Hey everybody, I'm Jalen. I'm back with another review. Euphoria Season 2, Episode 3, Ruminations, Big and Little Bullies. Let's go! So, first scene opens up with Cal. We get young Cal. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually felt really bad for Cal after watching his backstory. Because you see that he has his best friend Derek, and he's having these feelings for Derek. But then this girl Marsha comes up and she's very straightforward, and you see that Cal through Marsha just gets introduced to all of these sexual experiences, and so he seems to be having the time of his life, and he's feeling young and free and wrestling and jumping in the pools, and Marsha's teaching him all these things about the female anatomy. You can see that there's some tension between Derek and Cal, but you can't quite put your finger. You don't know where this is going to go. They're about to graduate, and Derek is like, yeah, let's go to this bar. They go to the bar, and it's clearly a gay bar, and they start doing... Cal's a little... I don't know if I would say uncomfortable. I couldn't tell if he was just oblivious to the bar. But you see that Derek is starting to do this dance, I guess, that they always do together. It's revealed that Cal does have these feelings for Derek as well. It was this weird thing of like, the weird feeling of, do we feel the same way about each other? And it turns out they did feel the same way about each other. Cut to Cal's in the bed, you know, he's just living his young, best life, right? And he gets this call, and apparently it's Marsha, and she took a pregnancy test, and she's preggo. So you can clearly see where that resentment towards Nate comes in. Cal was young, doing his thing, living in all these fun experiences, these new experiences, and next thing you know, you got a baby on your hands. Cut to Rue. Rue is dancing, and she's clearly high, right? And you see her sister, and she's like, Rue, are you high? And Rue starts explaining all the reasons why she has to gaslight people, and she goes into depth about how she does that. And it's really heartbreaking to see these scenes where Rue feels like she has to lie to the people that she loves just to appear sane and to appear that she's sober. Something about Euphoria, these scenes where Rue, her mom and her sister, her family life, and she's just going at it with them, there's something always about the acting that just gets you. Like, you know what those family arguments are like, so it always hits home with those acting scenes. And props to Zendaya, props to that whole family for doing that work, because it's always real. Jules seems to be jealous of Elliott, and she's talking to Rue on the bridge, and Rue's like, why are you so... Cut to them interrogating Elliott. They got the light in his face. They're asking him all these sexual questions, like, how many guys have you had sex with? How many girls have you had sex with? And he's just like, what is up? I just want to hang out with y'all. And I'm like, leave Elliott alone. Like, leave Elliott alone. Everybody knows what it's like to be asked embarrassing questions or intimate questions. I'm really interested to see where this triangle is going. Is this like a romantic triangle? Because it seems like they're all chilling out. They all seem to enjoy each other's company. So we'll see where that goes. There's this joke throughout the episode that Lexi has started writing and no one cares. And I feel so hard for you, Lexi. Keep going, keep typing. Everybody's calling her play Oklahoma, and it's funny because she's like, I'm not trying to do Oklahoma. She's typing at 4 in the morning, and Cassie is waking up at 4 in the morning. And also, that is a very strange feeling. Have you ever been waking up while someone is going to sleep? I have. I'm like a night owl. I stay up till 5 in the morning. So it's a very strange feeling. So Cassie is waking up at 4 in the morning, and she's doing her makeup. She's putting on lotion. She's scrubbing her skin, trying to look good for Nate. So she's trying on all these different outfits, and Rue is narrating in the background talking about how Cassie actually enjoyed it. And you can see that she's trying to get his attention. She's trying to get his attention, and she never does. She never does. So she's walking around trying her best to look good, and it's always failing. There's even a funny moment where she's like, trying to catch Nate's attention, and Maddie slams the locker out of sight, out of mind. It's just sad and depressing how hard Cassie is trying to get his attention. But I know what those high school crushes are like, to try and get that crush to see you in your best outfit. I know what it's like. The moment where Cassie actually does get his attention for a split second. It's like a split second where Nate looks back and she is on cloud 9. She's like, I did it. I got his attention. I finally got him to see me. It's the exact same outfit Maddie has on. And Maddie's like, huh, what did. And Cassie just runs off and Maddie's like, Rue and Elliott are starting to play truth or dare. They're getting closer, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, I think something's going on with them. There's this scene where Cassie, she's taking her obsession with Nate so far where she's starting to dress like a country singer superstar. And Rue comes in and is like, hey, are you auditioning for Oklahoma? And Cassie starts freaking out. What do you mean? Do I look like I'm auditioning for Oklahoma? And the other girls come in and is like, why do you look like you're dressing up for Oklahoma? And there's this moment where Cassie loses it. She goes off on everybody. She's like, I am in love with Nate Jacobs. I don't care anymore. I love him. Maddie, you two were a horrible couple. I don't care what anybody has to think. This is what I love to do. I love loving on Nate Jacobs. Sydney Sweeney is such a talented actress. I really believe that she was going off on them, and just watching that moment was just pure insanity. Cassie and Nate are sneaking around because they're making all of this noise in the house. And Cal and his wife looks up and she's like, I wish I was back in high school. And I'm like, yeah, we know. We saw what you were doing in high school. We saw how much fun you were having. Rue has a proposition. She goes up to the drug lady we saw, the mousy drug lady, the weird drug house, and she's asking for drugs. And at first I'm like, no, she's not gonna give it to her, like, and it works. And before Rue leaves, the lady looks at her and says something like, don't mess with me. I'll sell you to some really bad people. I always get my money back. And she says it so calmly that you start freaking out on the inside. You're like, Rue is in danger. There's a scene where Cal is he's freaking out about the tape with Jules, and he's up on Fez's property, and Ash has a shotgun to his head. They take him inside, and Cal is trying to be this hardcore dude, and he's like, if you're gonna hit me with the shotgun, and Ash just straight up, bop! And like, the scene was so shocking, I thought I got hit in the head. So then Cal's like, okay. But then Ash does this thing where he keeps hitting Cal in the head, and you start to see blood, and it starts getting, at first it was really funny. Like, okay, Cal's getting hit in the head, haha. But then it became this thing of like, is Ash really about to kill Cal right now? With the butt of a shotgun. The funny thing about this scene is that Faye is here, and Fez is over it. So not only do you have Ash busting Cal in the head, you also have Faye just zoned out, high out of her mind, and then you have Fez just over the situation. So Cal is trying to explain that he's just trying to get the tape back, and Fez is like, what are you talking about? Watching Uncle Fez, that's what I'm going to call him now, Uncle Fez sitting and try to piece all of this together was the funniest moment for me, hands down. Fez is just trying to do his own thing, and everybody's just trying to make a big deal about everything. Fez is just trying to deal his drugs and move on about his life. Eventually, they come to the conclusion that they'll let Cal go if he leaves Rue and Jules alone. Simple enough, and Cal walks out. This moment where Jules and Elliott are hanging out, and it's like, is there some romantic tension going on? They're talking about Rue, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, but are y'all like trying to get with each other? Like, y'all getting a little too comfortable for my taste. Y'all getting a little too comfortable with Rue not in the room. Rue comes back home, and it's actually really funny because her mom's like, are those my clothes? And Rue was like, yeah, I'm auditioning for a play. Her mom was like, what play? Oklahoma. You see that Rue is surrounded by all these drugs, and it is just so sad. Like, you know, in the back of your mind, this is not going to be a happy ending for Rue. Like, whatever happens with these drugs, it's not going to be a happy ending. Whether she sells them, whether she overdoses on them, this is not a good route. And I'm actually genuinely scared for what's going to happen to Rue, because that drug lady was not playing. At the end of the episode, you find out that Nate left Cassie in the street and has these flowers in the car. And you're like, where is he going with these flowers? He's going to Maddie. So Cassie's definitely going to feel the consequences. This love triangle is not going to end well. All right, everybody, that was my review and recap of Euphoria Season 2, Episode 3. What did you think? Who do you feel like Nate should be with? Who do you feel like Elliott should be with? What do you think of this episode? Tell me what your thoughts are. All right, everybody, till the next episode. Jalen out.